Good evening, people. This is definitely impromptu, so please don't hold me to anything. I was sitting up and I didn't feel like going to bed because I know tomorrow's Friday, so no matter how long the day is, I don't have to work the next day, so I'm chilling. But everybody come on in first, I guess. Good evening. Hope everyone's feeling well. Hope everyone's doing well. Getting this week wound down and over with. I just wanted to have a quick little chat because this topic seems to be growing. So I said it's something that I'm actually into and talking about and would like to have conversations. I tried before, so I want to try again on this page, dealing with this whole black woman, black man thing, because no matter how many people might not want to go into it too much, it exists. It's an issue and it exists. And I feel that the only way that it's gonna, what's up, Keisha Ray? The only way it's gonna ever get to the point where it's no longer existing or at least under control is if we actually talk about it for a little bit. So I don't have much for you guys, just a little bit, tiny bit. But first, I really wanted to go into the point of the video, which is should black men critique men, black men, and black women critique black women? And I only asked that question because it seems to me that something along those lines are closer to a resolution than the opposite of that. You know what I mean? Like black men do cooning, black men with white women and then they coon instead of them just dating a white girl. No, they got a coon or whatever. All those things, I think, what's up, Melanated? I think all those things should be handled, you know, by black men. I don't know. That's why I said I'm posing this as a question, guys, especially you, CCCTV. Like, what was would we be closer to a resolution of the situation if black men just critique black men and black women critique black women? Because that seems, what's up, Quad? That seems to be the initial fire starter, you know, like when it kicks off and, well, you do this, well, y'all do that, y'all don't ever want to have this, and you don't blah, 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 blah. It's like, what's up, Afia? It's like, I don't know, you know? In my mind, I'm going to just ramble a little bit and then go on and just say how I feel about it. I feel that black men should critique black women only in a personal conversation with that black woman, if she so chooses to. I think that black women should critique black men more along the lines in personal conversations in the same standard. Because I feel that when black women talk about black men, a lot of the times brothers are going to feel you're not being accurate in how you're depicting a man's point of view. Whenever brothers start going in on sisters, sisters tend to say the same thing, that you're not understanding my point of view. And so with that being the situation at hand with more than enough personal life evidence just dealing with people and conversations to know that this is something that typically happens. A black woman to start going in on a black man, and she just starts going and going and going and going and going and going and going. And she'll get hit with the question of, well, do you really know how it feels or what it's like to be me, to be a man? And it's like vice versa. She could easily say the same thing. But I think it's more in the fitting for black men to critique black men because they're the ones who are, if a black man is doing something fucked up, if a black man is out here clooning, if a black man is out here misrepresenting the people, misrepresenting his whole fucking race, his whole fucking culture, if he's out here doing this, that's the first other people who are going to get lumped into that pot and looked at that way are other black men. So that's number one why black men should definitely, most definitely, without question, critique black men. Black men are more equipped to deal with retorts and arguments or comebacks from other black men. It's a lot easier for me to deal with you, with a black man responding to me in an aggressive manner for some shit that I said to him. Versus a sister, you want to say something to him and say something to him, and then when he responds in a way that's aggressive, then it turns to, well, I'm a woman. And that's why I say it's probably best that for this whole gender war shit, that sisters start getting on sisters. Because it seems that when brothers do it, they're not, it's like you have few sisters who, and that's why I say I don't like lumping people together. So where this is just conversation, so we'll just let this be conversation. But what's up, El Boogie? But we gotta understand that there's a problem happening. Something keeps happening. I'm only trying to identify when and where it happens, because it seems to happen all the time. And case in point, I did a video not too long ago where I spoke about Cynthia G and the videos that she makes and the aggressive nature in which she talks about black men, especially if she has a difference of opinion with them, which is her business, first and foremost, let's say that. You can do what you want to do. But just as far as commentary goes, I start to see it as something that's not ever going to be productive. Is because you have she has a way of looking at things that is not conducive to being productive. Let's just say that. Like, you're not name calling because a man has said something to make you mad is no way in shape, form, or fashion a way to be productive. It's the same thing when a brother's mad at a sister because of something she said, and the first thing now she's a slut and she's a nappy-headed bitch and she's a, you know what I mean? Like that corny ass, weak ass shit. So it's like those things are really what the problems are. I'm not claiming there had to be a guru here and claiming to have all the answers. But what I'm saying is that seems to be the problem. That part of our relationship is the problem. The conversation part, not just conversation, but I'm using air quotes here, the quote unquote bashing. Like if sisters need bashing, I think it should come from other sisters. That way, we don't have to worry about any sexism. We don't have to worry about any of that bullshit. There's no way that a woman being checked for some shit that a man would check her on, but a woman beating her to it, a sister beating him to it. There's no way she can respond and basically do what most black men accuse sisters of. Most brothers do not have problems with black women. The only problem, as a man speaking, because I'm not a woman, so I have to speak from a man's point of view, The only problem that I hear common from other men that I have worked with, befriended just in everyday life, neighbors, guys that play football with, sports with, or whatever have you, whatever situation, other men interacting with other men, because I'm a man, they say generally the same thing. So when I tell black women these things, I say this not because I just want to say this to you. I'm saying it to you because it's coming directly from black men. That's why I say it. So they say, yo, I cannot have a conversation with them. Not in a them way, like talking shit about you, but just saying with sisters. It's very difficult to have a real, genuine conversation. And the reason, and this is what they mean, not just an everyday life conversation. They mean it in the sense of when it's time to start pointing fingers at self and not other people. That's when most black men feel that they, what's up, Tico? Feel that they have a disconnect from sisters. It's like brothers feel like we'll come to the table in the spirit of resolution. But when our sisters come to the table, it's like they have an agenda to win, like to win the argument. And so it's like if you have an agenda to win the argument, it goes back into what I was speaking about a couple of days ago about ambition, how I don't see ambition as positive as people say it is, because it leads to wanting to win. And then it leads to wanting to win means often leads to wanting to win at any and or all costs. So it's like, that's our disconnect. So it's like, I'm going to go to the chat in a second after I run my mouth a couple more seconds. It's like, I don't want to make my sisters feel like, hey, someone's putting something on your shoulders. That's why I said, let sisters check sisters. So now we don't have to worry about any sister saying anything to any brother. We don't have to worry about no brother coming back, well, you got a fucking hair weave and whatever. And just for the record, I know that we all grew up in America. I know that we all grew up in this public school system, whether it was private or not, you grew up in this system. Even if you were homeschooled, you know all about this shit. You know all about this way of life. And please stop thinking that Africa or black means wearing not wearing accessories, because Africans wore accessories all the time. Even if you go there now, even tribal Africans out in the fucking jungles, they paint their face, they put on masks, they wear earrings, they do all the things that people accuse black women over here of doing, but you just do it in a different form. Peace, peace. So it's like, just that shit is really, it's a lame and weak position. It's not even worth bringing up. You know, it's not even worth bringing up. So I really wish people would stop doing that, stop bringing up that whole hair weave shit, and because it's called accessories. Now, on that position, when people bring it up, I heard what's his name, Corey Holcomb was talking about it in the sense of, and he was very candid about it. He was like, yo, I'm talking about it in the sense of it's a costume. Like, to be a real person, sometimes you got to be real. And I'll say that to say this, like, a lot of you sisters, even in this chat, you know, certain one of your aunts or whatever, she won't even go outside to take the garbage out without putting her wig on. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not gonna let anybody see how she really looks or how her hair really looks or whatever. She's not even gonna, because I got aunts that are like that though. So it's like they ain't even gonna go outside without that wig on to even take the garbage out. Now, that doesn't make them evil or bad. To me, it's funny in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, And I hear you on that, Afia, but it's like when we come together in conversation, it's a disconnect that's happening every time. And it has to be real because it's broad spread. It's happening throughout the nation, throughout the different relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's like it can't just be one small incident. No, it's the same thing. And I've been on this for a long time. It's like I keep coming back to the same thing. Every time it's time to critique, that is where the issue comes in. When it is time to critique, when it is time for a man to critique a woman, she will fight tooth and nail to not hear that shit. And when it's time for a woman to critique a man, or she starts critiquing a man, he will dismiss that shit. A lot of men right off tops will dismiss that shit just because you're a woman. You know? So it's like, it's sad in a way because it's like you'll never come to compromise. You'll never come to resolution. We'll never be cool. We'll never fucking have the relationship that we're supposed to have because it's like you're being on guard. And there's no way that that shit can be moved forward if everyone's on guard. So things that sisters say about black men, beta males, things that sisters say about black men, they want to date outside their race. Things that sisters say that brothers do that are detrimental, especially the dating outside your race and then making fucking public videos about how much you love this fucking white girl or love this Mexican girl or like she's so much better than having a sister. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of shit. That shit is completely uncalled for and completely unnecessary. Like I don't understand what would drive an individual to do some shit like that. If you already feel the way you feel, you already like what you like, what the fuck would you have to make a YouTube video, a Facebook post about how black women, what black women? You mean the ones you know? Because you have to start the video off by saying the ones you know. But no one's going to be that accurate, especially when they're being that ignorant. So those things have to be overlooked. Those people have to stop being put in a whole nother category, because it's time to realize, man, that it's tons of people who are not like what you think. Like, for instance, Shannon Sharp is a name that comes up. Sisters will critique this dude for being with a white woman right off tops. They're gonna critique him, but brothers critiquing him will critique him in a different manner. I'll explain. I'm looking at whether or not this brother is turning into a coon. What's up, girl? I'm looking at whether or not this brother is turning into a coon or not. That's the number one thing as a man that we're looking for. Okay? That's the number one thing that we're looking for, is whether or not, from a brother's perspective. That's why I say I can't, for a sister to see a brother with a white girl and have a certain feeling or way about it, I don't know how to, that's why I say I don't bash him. I don't say shit like, yo, you shouldn't say that about him or whatever, because I'm not a woman. So I don't know how you feel and what would make you say that, because I like to try to respect people. But a lot of men are not like that, and I understand that. But the point being, from a man's perspective, the way we would judge, the first way we judge him is whether the fuck he's really a black man or whether he's another one of these black men walking around that are completely Europeanized. Because there's a difference between a coon who dates white women and a real black dude who just likes white girls. But everything he does is black. Everything he's not gonna turn on his people for the love of a white girl. Put it that way. Put it that way. So when you start looking at it like that, that's how we start evaluating. Then we go from there. So it's like the sisters are looking at it from a whole different perspective, and I can understand that to a degree. I cannot sit here and say I understand because, again, I'm not a woman. But from my perspective of me understanding how they feel, as far as a woman, when they have I guess, how would you say it? A hardwired fucking reproductive fucking gene flowing through their every being, you know what I'm saying? They're looking at him as someone who is better suited potentially to be reproducing with them. I get it. I get it. So it's like, you know, it's hard. That's why I said we should just critique each other. You know, that's why I said I don't have all the answers on that. You know, logic over emotion is right, because it's like you using your logic would work better on another individual who uses logic. You know what I'm saying? You trying to win a battle, a brother trying to win a battle over a brother trying to win a battle over an emotional sister is not a good, using logic. That's probably not a good thing. I'd rather you use a woman to do that. First off, she's gonna know how to approach her. She's gonna know how to approach her. She's gonna know how to approach her before we can even think about coming to a way of the best way to approach her. So it's like, in that sense, a brother needs to critique a brother, a sister needs to critique a sister. Right now, we have the whole what is it? Swirling bed wench. Look how cool these white guys are, though they rape more women than anybody in the country, though they commit way more assault and battery on their wives and or girlfriends more than anybody, more than any so-called race, so-called race in this country. Like, nah, man. That shit's no. So I think sisters need to address that. Brothers trying to address it, it's not going to come off the right way. Brothers trying to come at sisters is not going to come off the right way. Never going to happen. But sisters may have the way to do it. And hold on, guys. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Hello? Hello? I was about to say, I don't even know that number. But anyway, sisters are better equipped, like I said, to handle sisters. And I think right now with the state that brothers are in and the shit that's going on, it's probably best. Because even with that whole Cynthia G, Corey Holcomb thing, it's like, I'd rather Corey Holcomb deal with brothers on some real shit. Like I said, everybody can do whatever they want to do. I'm not here to fucking tell nobody what to say or what the fuck to do. But it's like, yo, in that sense, it's way more brothers. And I ain't even going to front like he doesn't, because he does. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel that, yo, just leave. So don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing goes for Cynthia G. Like, yo, don't talk about dudes. It's enough that we're all doing on our own sides that nobody needs to be jumping on the other side. Like, there's enough shit that brothers is doing that no nigga out here should be running around having whole videos, whole fucking just playlists, Soto my playlists of talking about women. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when the shit starts to get to the point where you like, yo, this is what's called bashing. And that's what I'm not into. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to fucking just say shit about somebody just to say something about somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want what I'm saying. Like, when we drag that McNugget over there, like, I want that. It's generally, it's true. We're not making shit up. No one's being creative with our fucking storylines of this individual. No, all this shit is McTrue. So it's like, in this instance, I'd rather that be the case with brothers and sisters. Stay with the sisters. Cynthia G would be so much better suited just finding whatever issue is wrong with sisters. Because when that's done, there's nothing no brother could say about that. There's nothing a nigga could say when sisters are checking each other. So they're not even, you don't even have time to make 10 videos about what black women are doing. You don't have time for that. You don't have time for that. So it's like, if you're gonna make a conscious effort to do something, you're gonna make a conscious effort to make sure that you're putting your 2 cents into the community, that you're giving your opinion and making sure your voice is heard, and what you want to get across is getting across, then that's what you have to do. You have to deal with the people that you can deal with. Like, it's not fitting for the children to be dealing with the adults, and mainly the adults with the children, yo. Like, when you have gatherings, adults are with adults and the fucking kids are with the kids. And if you really, really look at it, what generally happens? The women are generally with the women, the men are off outside somewhere or whatever with the men. Like, that's how shit can happen. That's how shit has to get governed. Because like I'm saying, no matter what you think, how you feel, ain't nobody gonna listen to, ain't no man gonna listen to no black woman that he feels is screaming and or yelling at him. I'm just sorry, it ain't gonna happen. So you might as well not do it, because it's, unless you just want to be unproductive, like, just don't do it. It's pointless. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. If a man really wants a woman to understand him and get his point of view, screaming and yelling at her, talking shit about her, bringing up every fucking fault you could find in her is not gonna get that across. It's not gonna get that across, yo. Like, there's no way in hell. What's up, Slim? There's no way in hell that me yelling and cussing and calling somebody a bitch and, oh, you a stupid hoe and all that shit. There's no way in hell no woman gonna listen to nothing I say. Absolutely. So it's like, no one's gonna do that shit, yo. No one's gonna just listen to whatever someone has to say, especially if you're using vitriol and all types of fucking nastiness with it. Like, it's just not gonna work. And that's why I'd be like, at the end of the day, we all gotta start trying to be productive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, on that, if you say she bashes weak men, that's her opinion, and that's what I mean. Like, that's the disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the disconnect is, like I keep saying, a man cannot completely understand a woman like a woman does. And there's no woman who's going to understand a man's position like another man. You know, it's the same, it goes hand in hand. So it's like, what she may consider weak, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, she don't have no fact or no proof or no nothing that that's weak. She can't, like, and then in that sense, there's a lot of sisters who look at her just because she wears makeup and shit as she's weak. Like, that's why I say, like, she has a lot that she needs to address in the sisters community. Like, yo, like that, and that's how I feel about that. Like, because it's easy for a man to call, well, this woman right here ain't shit bitch. Like Corey Holcomb does. Corey says that weird shit. Like, yo, she a ain't shit bitch. Or some shit like that. And it's like, yo, he feels the same way Cynthia G feels. Like, yo, I fuck with black women, but she, or this one over here, is an ain't shit bitch. Like, that's how he feels. He was like, and she probably came from an ain't shit bitch mother. You know what I'm saying? Now, I would not run around talking like that. Let's get that out there right now. I would not run around talking to no fucking body like that and calling nobody no ain't shit bitch and all of that. But it's like he's, in a sense, sisters know that there's tons of, if we're going to use that term just for this right here, the sisters know that there's tons of ain't shit bitches running around. So it's like you don't need to let them blend in with you. It's like they're blending in with you and you're letting them blend in with you. Don't let them blend in with you. You can't let women who ain't shit blend in with you. Because it's like when men start talking about the flaws that they see in women that they want to potentially marry, it's like, you like, well, wait a minute. No, you're defending women that do not need to be defended. And the same thing goes for sisters. When y'all start looking for a brother that you want to marry, you want to settle down with, want to actually, you know, build a family and a team and a legacy with, something you could leave on earth, you know what I mean, with your DNA imprint and your mind and everything imprinted on it, you know, like, nah, it's hard for you guys to do that shit. It's hard. I understand that, because there's tons of niggas out here who just want to shack up in your crib and eat up your food all day while you're at work, use up the local, never mind. Anyway, just do nothing, drive your car around, don't put gas in it, just fuck you over in all sorts of fashions anyway. So it's like, how do you build with something like that? How do you move on with something like that? It's fucking impossible. It's impossible. But when it comes to this whole bashing and critiquing one another, I'm sorry, my opinion is sisters need to critique sisters and brothers need to critique brothers. That way we don't have to, calling ourselves to account, Salima, thank you. But the problem is far too many people who don't want to do that when the opposite sex is talking. It's too many brothers, just because a woman is a woman talking about some shit, he don't want to hear it. And it's far too many of the same amount of black women who, when a brother critiques, they don't want to hear it. And that's not going to get us anywhere. Like I said, like, I feel like I have a certain opinion about what women go through. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, I cannot, if I'm being honest, I cannot sit here and speak for a woman's perspective. That is just logically, being logical and fair to logic and reason, you have to say, yo, you cannot do that. That's like me asking a woman of 37 years old, yo, can you relate to playing high school football and traveling with your team? She cannot relate to that unless she's a man who was able to do that, or a boy at the time, because they didn't have that for girls. They still don't have it for girls. They still don't have it for girls. So it's like, yo, like, no, man, like, there's no way that she can relate to anything I'm talking about. That's why if you talk about, what is it? What is the major girl sports, like field hockey and girls basketball? If you ask a girls basketball, a woman that's 36 years old, what it was like when she played for her high school girls basketball team and they went through this one, I don't even know what they go through when they change. If they got a male coach, when does he get to come in? And all, like, I can't relate to that. And it's being fair, like Sister said, Slim said, being true to yourself. Stop trying to win. And I say that to brothers and sisters. Stop trying to win the argument. Stop trying to win, or your point win. No. If you got something to say about something wrong in the black community and you are a black man, you need to first find a black man to start critiquing that, because whatever he's doing is directly affecting your ass, because both of y'all men, and however he's viewed by the dominant society, your ass gonna be viewed by the dominant society that way. Black women, stop bringing your fight to black men. No, you need to critique sisters, because whatever these sisters are doing that's fucked up and getting a certain view from the dominant society, that shit is going to affect you. That ain't going to affect me as a black man the way it's going to affect you, because you're a sister. You're going to get perceived the way that these women who need to be critiqued are getting perceived. That is directly your issue. Because like I said, and I'm going to repeat it for the last time, can't no woman tell me how to be no man. And I got taught that by a woman. I was raised with my mother and my father. And I learned life lessons from my mother and my father. And I was blessed, and I didn't know that I was blessed at the time. But now as an adult, I realize that I am. I realize that I am blessed. But I learned the reason why I don't really have bad relationships with women is because I generally know how to deal with them. Because I had a good mother. And the number one thing that my mother taught me, before I even say that, I have to let you understand that my father worked and my mother worked, but my father just handed my mother money. My father wouldn't know where to go pay the damn light bill at. He just handed my mother the money. My mother ran everything. Okay? Don't get it twisted. She ran everything. She was in control of everything. But whatever final word in that fucking house came from my father, then they became a team, and that was the final fucking word. But I learned from a woman, from my mother, son, do not let no woman control you and tell you what to do. Because and finishing the statement, can't no woman tell you how to be a man. And so I think that a lot of sisters need to realize you cannot tell no man how to be no damn man. And brothers definitely cannot be out here telling these fucking women, calling nobody no bitch, getting all mad, talking about somebody's goddamn hair. If I hear that shit again, my fucking head gonna explode. Like, yo, like, really, man? Really? Like, I don't want to hear nothing about no black woman's hair. I don't want to hear nothing about, not right now, dog. Like, not now. Like, right now, yo, they really bringing in fucking slavery back. They really bringing that shit back. I'm sorry to hear that, baby. But they really bringing slavery back. Like, it's real shit going on, yo. So the last thing a nigga need to be talking about, man, is some hair, yo. Like, that and that alone. If you got a critique about a black woman, there's things that you can fucking critique a sister about, because there's things that sisters are doing today that's kind of fucked up. But one of them that I should never hear is her fucking hair. Like, that's stupid. That's fucking petty, dog. At the end of the day, that shit is petty as fuck. It's like you reaching. It's like you're reaching for something to try to talk about her, about, like, just leave that alone. It's weak. It's extremely weak. So anybody got anything to say about somebody fucking hair, you know what I'm saying? You can keep that to yourself, yo. And if a sister drag you for that shit, she needs to drag you. She needs to drag the living shit out of you. No, submissive isn't a bad thing when it's the right person. Like, it's all about fit. And the only reason I did this live stream is because this is something that's been on my mind for a long time. And I'm being honest, like, when I went to my sister's wedding, I was so happy. I enjoyed myself. That shit was fucking awesome. And I be feeling like, yo, I should be going to more of these. Like there should be a lot more of these things happening. And it's like the fighting and the arguing is like if I had to take my platform and my show and pinpoint what I think the problem is. I think the problem is there's a disconnect when it comes to critique, because sisters and brothers could be getting along, interrelated, but when it comes to critiquing each other, it'd be a problem. That's what the problem is. He don't want to listen to her point of view, and she don't want to listen to his point of view because she feels that her point of view is this, and then he starts to feel like, well, fuck you then. You ain't listening to my point of view. Why the fuck should I listen to your fucking point of view? And there we go. And the war is on. And the war is fucking on. Exactly, D Prince. Nobody care about that shit. You know, your hair. Your hair. Like, come on, man. You don't need, you got weave. That means you ain't real black. What the fuck? Man, come on now. Stop it. That shit needs to die. So on that note, guys, this was an impromptu live stream. Let me throw that out there. This was not set up. This was not something I worked on. That's why I didn't even have any audio. It's something that we're going to that you're going to see a lot. So everybody get ready. So y'all gotta be ready. You gotta fire back with what you got. You know what I mean? Whoever has a difference of opinion about it, you know, just fire what you got and we'll talk about it. Because it's something that needs, it's just my point of view. I think black men should critique black men and black women should critique black women because you're not going to understand each other's point of view. That's why even my sister Lacquer, like with Corey Holcomb, like, yo, I keep saying Corey Holcomb is in a position where he could really be detrimental to black people. And he could really sell out. And he doesn't. Shannon Sharp is another one. I don't know his white girl. I don't know who she is or what she's like. I've actually never seen her. And when I found out that she was white, I was surprised. Because he didn't strike, and I could usually tell niggas that mess with white girls. I could tell right off the bat when I meet them. You know what I'm saying? But that one, he got me. I would not have taken Shannon big country ass Sharp, you know what I'm saying, to be married to a European woman. Okay, but he is, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying I would not have thought that. My point is he needs to watch a lot of shit that he says, but I've seen a lot worse. So it's like, in times the way he had to step up and run his mouth, he ran his mouth not coonly. Now he does in a lot of other things that he does, especially in a lot of other things he says about certain entertainers. But it's like, you know, I don't know. But it's like I've seen worse, like Stephen A. Smith worse. Like that's a nigga that should be getting dragged. Especially even by, what's her name, Sin G. She want to drag somebody, Cynthia G, you got a large-ass platform. You want to drag a man, a weak-ass man, drag Stephen A. Smith. Just watch this fucking coon for a couple of weeks. Just watch his videos. Just watch him in action. And then drag that. That's a weak man. Now, that's coming from a man. Because it's hard for y'all to decide. Just because a dude might not be your type or right for you, that don't mean he weak. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 10 more sisters who are good, powerful, strong, upright sisters who are say that he's not. We'll let y'all know who's weak. We'll let you know who's weak, and y'all let us know who's weak. That's how that works. It's not a one-way street. It's not a man get to tell you everything and you have to tell him everything and he doesn't have to tell you anything. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Nah, it's not that type of street. It's equal. It's equal. It's gonna allow us to come together, hopefully. So Derek Jones Talks Live. I gotta get ready to get up in the morning, guys. But This was impromptu. I was just running my mouth. So something I was thinking about. I'm coming to the chat for a second, guys. I was going to play a little audio for you guys before I got off. I came across this video today by Quad Marley about this giveaway. Appreciate it, Majestic. I just want to get you guys ready because it's time to really move on. I wanted to announce again that we're going to do an interview supposedly this weekend. It's planned for around 12, 1 o'clock with Israel Doctrine. So I hope that works out in a positive way. Because I remember saying shit about Israel Doctrine, not calling him no bitch ass nigga or nothing, but saying like he be around Sarnetta and them niggas. But at that time, that's a lot of times when we were getting information from Kev, and he was talking shit about the nigga behind his back, saying how he was this, that, and the third. Then you befriended him, then you talked shit about him. This video is courtesy of Quad Marley. He was wasting his time. Who got that Starbucks gift card? Did anybody actually get that Starbucks gift card? I don't think so. Now that's my name. My name is Derek Jones, and I never got no goddamn Buffalo Wild Wings. And I like Buffalo Wild Wings. $100 gift card. Where the fuck a junkie get $100? You guys tell me. I'm dead serious. What the hell did a junkie get $100 gift card? This nigga. Oh, also, I'm making an announcement this week that the Kev Gills, Derek Jones Talks Live, Shane TV, Swatch Beef is officially going to be ended. I will be giving you a send-off video, a farewell. You will be getting a farewell. We're not just going to stop. It's going to be a farewell. It's going to be a whole big thing, you know. Sarnetta too. Sarnetta, we're done. We're done. I've reduced. I have proof that I have reduced you to a troll in my chat, in my comment section for a while. So we don't even need to go there. That's proof.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
But we're going to have a send-off video, a mixed send-off, you know. Something made me go and decide to not just end it and just go all out, just send it all out. Maybe it's because we'll be probably talking about that on Israel Doctrine show just a little bit. So later that night, you know, we'll probably do the send-off video. No, that's definitely going to be a live stream. Y'all have to be involved in that. It can't be a fucking what you call it? I don't know. I might save it for the Sunday Sundown stream for his send-off. Yes. That would be wonderful. Because my son's birthday is Saturday. So That's why I wanted to do the interview with Israel Doctor kind of early. But back to $100 gift card. See how fast he flashing the gift card? Nigga, you ain't got no goddamn $100 gift card.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
All the niggas stealing McDonald's Wi-Fi for 8 months. Gonna give away $100 gift card, nigga. I should have known that shit was a ruse, nigga. The fuck out of here. So yeah, I'm setting up the send-off video. It'll be the last time we talk about that. We'll always keep the Mick. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So the Mick will never go anywhere. Because there's new words. Because no one's devastated anymore. You have to be Mick devastated. Or sunken place. No, you have to be in a mixed sunken place. It's different now. So the Mick will be here. Yeah, he's going back to the. We will have shots of him at that window too in that live stream. I guarantee you that.
Shame. Shame.
We will have shots of this nigga in that motherfucking window. I might just do the whole live stream with his face and him sitting with them 2 pictures. That fucking flea market Bob Marley picture and that flea market bulldog picture that he got up there beside the window, sucking up all McDonald's customer-friendly Wi-Fi.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It's for customers, you asshole. Oh man, let me get off. Before I go though, man, I've been hearing this fucking nigga, what's his name? Allegedly Campbell is still fucking around being a weird YouTube person. He better stop, yo, because Shame TV has no problem switching gears. Yes, we've already wrangled a horse hustler. I've reduced the godfather of consciousness to a troll in my chat. I've wrangled horses out west.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Mick horses, excuse me. I've handled Mick horse hustlers. So I have no problem turning my attention to Allegedly Campbell. As a matter of fact, I have some audio on Allegedly Campbell that I'm going to share that I heard the other day. The Galloping Gillespies.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
My storytelling, that's something that I wanted to really add to the show, Majestic. I really did. I think it adds flair because I could just say Kev Gills took to YouTube powered by the local McDonald's friendly free Wi-Fi. But it sounds a lot better if I say Kev Gills took to YouTube with a reckless abandon powered by the local McDonald's customer-friendly Wi-Fi.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
This nigga's losing. Yo, I heard you had like fucking 36 views on your fucking 2-hour live stream.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And I only say that for a person who covets views so much as yourself, you know? You're doing bad over there, ain't you?
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Oh shit. Yo, he would you say he looks sadder and sadder each McDay by the McDay. You get a shame bell for that one.
Shame. Shame.
Oh my God, yo. This nigga did a 2.5 hour live stream for a whopping 37 views.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
That nigga try to do a serious topic. No, but you better start talking about Usher herpy lip again. Somebody want to hear that shit.
Shame. Shame.
You better pull out your last Kanika Jenkins video that you got in you. I think he's got one more in him, guys.
Shame.
Come on, he's got one more in him. You ain't hungry anymore, Gills. You gotta get your fighting spirit back, champ. Do another Tommy stream showing dildos and dick pics.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Oh, this big nigga, yo. Holy shit, yo. And the McSwine. Yo, we got 4 minutes left, so get all the rest of y'all jokes in. I gotta cut it off at an hour. Oh man. Yo, the Golden Arch Productions. The Golden Arches Empire.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
If he looks sad, yo, how sad does Sonetta look? Sonetta, you look fucking pathetic right now, G. You the fucking scumbag. But I'm glad you a scumbag in this instance. But you's a fucking scummery scumbag, nigga. This nigga recorded this nigga. And we heard Sonetta, I heard you say that Poppy Campbell, allegedly Hassan, fucking was having consensual sex with Ben Potter.
Shame. Shame.
You saying Ben Potter's gay. Yo, this nigga, yo, this old ass nigga, McSinetta, Kev's uncle, Uncle Si.
Shame. Shame.
And just for YouTube purposes, this is what this individual said. I am not slandering anyone. He said Sonetta was his uncle. On a couple of different live streams, we heard him say it. Oh, God. I'm about to cut this off, guys. It's been fun. So get ready for the joints this weekend. The interview with Israel Darkin. Also, the farewell to the McCrum, to the guy out there in the West Coast using the local McDonald's customer-friendly Wi-Fi to power his YouTube page. We're gonna make one last farewell video, and Sonetta, to your old sorry fuck ass. You're very pathetic, old man. Recording people's conversations at 10:30 in the morning. Why are you niggas home at 10:30 in the morning? That I don't understand.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Everyone else is out hustling and bustling. But you guys are making 3-hour live streams on YouTube.
Shame.
Derek Jones Talks Live.
Shame.
Black men critique black men. And sisters, critique sisters. That'll work a whole lot better than, you know, what's actually happening now. And we might as well try, you know, because what's happening now isn't working.